Ndị be anyị ndewonu. Ọ bụ Ada Igbo na-ekwu na Igbo Media. N'Igbo Media, anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara ihe na-emegasị na Biafra land, n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. N'ụbọchị nke taata, o nwere ihe bịara n'iru akwụkwọ anyị nke anyị ga-agụpụtara unu n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị gụpụtachaa ya, unu egee ya ka ọha n'uju. Ị ga-esie ya, ị drọpụọla your comment, like kwa this our video and gbasakwa ya ka o ruo ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ozi anyị wetara unu tata si n'aka otu nwanne anyị nwoke, a Biafra activist. Dịka o si dere ya ozi a n'iru akwụkwọ, ọ dere sị: Breaking news. Simon Ekpa's appeal approved as Finland Biafra based activist drops shocking bombshell as Aso Rock in panic. Ya bụ ozi ka anyị ji bịa tata na Igbo Media. Ị ga-esi ya bụ ozi, gbaa mbọ gwa anyị iche ma mekwa ka ozi arụtụ ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Ngwa gere ya ka ọha n'uju.
Violated the constitutional fundamental law of the EU Charter and UN Charter. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. It depends your town zone. Glory, like I said, be to God Almighty, because a hero, they say, doesn't die in the war front. And a soldier doesn't fight to finish. He fights to remain in order to continue. And people like Simon Ekpa are the class of those heroes and the class of those soldiers. They don't finish and they cannot give up. And how do you expect him to give up because of a mere judgment that don't carry weight? A mere judgment, a paid judge, a student that have not seen money, and he collected some change. So that is why he messed Finnish government up, because they have a corrupt leader as a president, person of Alexandra Stubb, because he's corrupt. That's why he partnered with corrupt country to carry out a corrupt judgment against Simon Ekpa. Why? Please, I want to ask, is freedom a crime? Is agitation a crime? Is fundamental human rights a crime? That should be the question. And if the answer is no, definitely Simon Ekpa need to stand up, and he must stand up. And glory be to God that he has stood up now, and he has met all the criteria or the Pejan condition regarding the constitution of the Finnish government. Are you hearing me? He has met all the requirements. And finally now, remember at the first day that the mitigators, or what is he called? Yeah. The lawyer of Simon Ekpa, Mares, God bless you for correcting me, have earlier said immediately as soon as that judgment was passed on, he said it is appealable, that kind of case must not stand, and it can never stand. Why? Because his client has never violated the constitutional fundamental law of the EU Charter and UN Charter. If you take the Section 1 and Section 55 of the EU and UN Charter of a freedom man fighter, you will agree with me that Simon Ekpa has not gone contrary to the law. So he still stands according to the law to push and to continue pushing of what is fighting for, or looking for, or agitating for, whichever way you want to qualify it, or the language you want to use to clarify yourself. You understand me? So far so good. The USB in person of Ngozi Orabeze, the United States of Biafra, COS chief of staff, have as well come out, and she said it as well earlier, that it is appealable, that Biafrans should not be panicked. There shouldn't be panic because of what this judgment that just passed on, or that just come up from the Pejamin court in Finland, a paid judge, a very lower court, that passed that illegal and nonsense judgment against our PM, Prime Minister. Now, they have collaborated together in conjunction of what Mitigeres have written against the judgment. And they have submitted to the low court. I don't know what exactly the district court. That is the low, I call them the low court. So the district court. Now, the district court taking it to appeal court. And when you take a matter to appeal court, you have 30 days according to the law regard to this. You have 30 days to pick up the case in the appeal court. That is what they will give you. Then you come and the case will kick off again. So my dear brother, you see why somebody like me have confidence I'm not shaking. You see why Mitigeres is not shaking. You see why Simon Ekpa is dancing. You see why USB people are not panicking. You see why it's good to have people like Ngozi Orabeze. The people who are educated, not those wiffrats. The wiffrats, they don't know their left from their right. The wiffrats, they don't know what the Constitution is all about. The wiffrat, they don't understand the rules. The wiffrat, they don't understand the right or the fundamental right of a person fighting for freedom. Because a freedom fighters have some rules and regulations. They have some constitutions and they have some laws which they must abide and they must not boycott. You understand? There are things that they must not cross, pass, or trespass regard to what they are searching for or hunting for or agitating for. You understand? So you see why we have that confidence, and glory be to God, we have people that are on the side of our PM. What if that this kind of people are not on the side of our PM? What do you think that would have happened? That means the case would have been just the same way it is here in Nigeria, happening to nnamdi Kanu. If not for the former Attorney General, the two-time Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria, in person of Kanu Agabi, who now stood up, looking into the matter. This thing is uncalled for, and he decided to join. You know, as a result of the moroseness and the humiliation and intimidation that was given to Ejiofor, the former lawyer of nnamdi Kanu, which later decided to compromise with the Nigerian DSS and Nigerian government. And that was what led nnamdi Kanu to chase him out, because you dare not compromise. We are going for somewhere. And as a result of this, do you know what happened? Ejimako decided to stand up today. And now you can see people coming out. Look at Etebo, Sam. You see other persons coming out to volunteer to stand for nnamdi Kanu, because they have actually seen the illegality of Nigerian law against nnamdi Kanu. Because in Nigeria now, the people that are causing havoc, causing mayhem, are working freely. Look at the Tuji Bello negotiator, being in Nigeria now and negotiating with him. Imagine. Then, see Tuji Bello and Sheigumi and whatsoever. If you look at this, these are the people terrorizing and tormenting the nation, causing havoc to the society, not just only in the north, but in the whole diaspora of the federation. But yet, these people are still working freely. But somebody said, because of what is going on, let us stand up and defend ourselves. They called him a criminal, they called him a terrorist. A man that have never killed a cockroach in another man's apartment. You see why what is happening is happening. You see why I dislike what is going on in this country, Nigeria. And I give God the glory that Kenyans who join forces together with Nigeria to kidnap our nnamdi Kanu today now are confessing it from their heart in left and right, every corner confessing it that yes, they have messed up. So please free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that he can come and settle with them. And the judgment that took place in Kenya has officially and universally proved the innocency of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And likewise, the same thing is what Nigeria doesn't want to happen in Finland. They decided to give them 60 years of sucking oil that is not in Nigeria, that is in the Biafra land. You see why they carry out the war, the civil war that took place in this country in 1967 down to 1970. You see why they carry out that war? Because they want to make sure that anything called Biafra, anything about Igbo land is completely destroyed, so that the Igbos will be facing hardship, facing struggling, facing all manner of things. But God so kind that the Lord grace is upon us. Do you know that the sicknesses you look in the whole world, you get it in the north? That is what they pray, their wishes upon the Biafrans. But instead of that, God now turned the table upside down and gave it back to sender. You see why today Sidious Musa and his men are sending soldiers in the east. If they did not see anybody to kill again, they will set people's houses ablaze, trying to do what? To collapse the eastern region, making sure that they demolish and they cause setback to the easterners. But God will pass them, because at the end of the day, God will give us victory. Victory is already at the corner. I don't know whether you get it. See, let me tell you, what is happening in the east can never be compared to what is happening in Borno. How many times has Sidious Musa knocked at the people's door in Borno State to pick up their young youths? How many times have he set houses ablaze?
Maybe they didn't offend him.
They did not offend him.
Probably.
Now, how many people have been killed in Borno?
He said IPOB are kidnappers and ritualists.
IPOB are kidnappers. Have they kidnapped his mama? Have they kidnapped his papa? Have they kidnapped any of his
Probably
relations?
he's not staying in the southeast. He's not staying in the southeast. There's no mother. He's not staying in the southeast.
He's not staying in the southeast. Okay.
Because he said the region and the location are occupied or by criminals, by kidnappers and ritualists. So
then who are the ritualists and who are the criminals? Who are the IPOB? The IPOB simply means indigenous people of Biafra. They are not terrorists. They are not criminals. Look at the case. What happened in Finland? Did they call IPOB? If IPOB are what Nigeria have tagged them to be, we British giving them asylum. I'm asking you, will they be receiving praises in overseas, in Germany and in America? Will any governor of California giving them a date to celebrate their day every 14th of June? Every 14th of June have been mapped out in America. I think California, yes, to be precise, to have their day. Is that also? So if they are what Nigeria have labeled them to be, all these things wouldn't have ever be taking place in overseas, in a foreign land. But because we are innocent of what they are accusing us of, and that is why in overseas they are celebrating us, and that is why in overseas they are giving us kudos, and that is why in overseas they give us a listening ear, and that is why in overseas they are giving us attention that we needed, and that is why in overseas they are giving us recognition, and they are giving us a welcome, warm statement. Listen and listen good. As I was saying, so far so good. Nigeria will end up and bound the head in shame. What all the activities that Sidious Musa and his men are carrying out over there are the things that has never, because what they wish the Easterners is not what they are actually seeing. I've never seen an Eastern man that live east and go to north to kill anybody, to unalive anybody, or to vandalize people's farm, or to rape anybody's sister or mother or wife, or kidnap anyone. But today, as we
Ngwano, dalo nene no umunnem likun sinesera ni bo media. Gịnị ka unu nwere ikwu na nkọwa nke unu gbasara maka ihe unu nọ n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa? Gwa anyị ife iche n'ụdị nke gị, deela ya n'akara kọmentị ka mara ihe i chere, ma chetakwa tụsa ya bụ ozi ka o wereta ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ntị. Ndewo na ụmụnne m, ka emesịanụ.